This is a 13 weather impact alert.
A hot and steamy day and pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon across West Michigan. This is what it looked like when they came onshore this afternoon in Grand Haven and Muskegon.
And just a short time later, heavy rain moved into Kent County, and we sped up this video to show the dark clouds move east over the Grand River into downtown Grand Rapids. And we have crews out in the field assessing the damage.
We'll get to them in just a moment, but we want to start with Chief Meteorologist George Lessons, who's been tracking these storms. Now, this is a 13 weather impact alert day. George, are the impacts still ongoing?
Well, most of the impacts are over now. The heat advisories are being canceled. Severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled for most of our viewing area, but impacts still to the southeast of Grand Rapids. Severe thunderstorm watch for Ionia, Berry, Kalamazoo, and Calhoun counties until 8 o'clock unless they are canceled like the counties here in West Michigan. We go back to noon when Blake Hansen was on the air talking about the storms over in Wisconsin. They kind of held together and they slammed through Muskegon County, northern Kent County, southern Montcalm County, and now currently into Eaton County to the southwest of Lansing. There was some 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts out on the pier in Muskegon. Most of the wind gusts between about 45 and 50 miles per hour, but it's been a while since we've had strong storms, so that did bring down some trees and some limbs and some power lines, mainly limbs and power lines, especially around Belmont there at 319 and Grattan. There was an H barn that completely blew down because of those 50-mile-per-hour winds. So far, this is not only consumers' energy, but all the other cooperative electrical entities. 50,000 customers without power here in West Michigan. There are more off to the north and east, but just here in West Michigan, we have 50,000 customers, the most here in Kent County with nearly 20,000. It is a warm afternoon. We did get up into the low 90s as the storms have come through. We have dropped into the 70s to mid 80s. It's currently 98 in Chicago, and it's very humid. Dew points still around 70 plus. The good news is the heat index values have dropped. At one time, they were as high as 108 down in Kalamazoo. Our heat index values now have dropped into the 80s and 90s. So the impacts from the severe weather and the heat are waning at this hour.
As quickly as those dark clouds and heavy rains moved in this afternoon, that's how quickly they moved out.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow weather day for George right now. We've been very busy with those storms and that high heat and humidity. George, what can we expect next?
All of those impacts are now gone. We have seen the heat and humidity come down. All of the storms that popped up this afternoon have now exited the Grand Rapids region. And let's take a look back at some viewer video. This is from John over in Muskegon. He braved the winds and the rain as they came into the Muskegon State Park area. A wind gust to 71 out at the end of the pier in Grand Haven. Most areas saw wind gusts 50 plus miles an hour across West Michigan. Good enough to cause wind damage, as you saw in our live shots. This was shot by Nicole up in Greenville, one of the first to send in video of the storm damage. And Grayson sending in this particular photo of the shelf cloud coming onshore into Grand Haven. Boy, did the beaches evacuate very quickly, and then the waves built up behind that. The good news is severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled for all of West Michigan, just Calhoun County until 8 o'clock this evening, and all the heat alerts also have been canceled. 13 weather ball is blinking bright. Still some showers over in the Calhoun area early tonight, and it's also blue, much cooler and less humid weather in view. Lots of sunshine across much of the area now, including down toward Kalamazoo, and as I mentioned, waves building up to around 2 to 3 feet as those strong winds pushed the waves up on shore. You can see them on the Grand Haven camera with 77 very humid degrees. Water temperatures up into the low in mid 70s. Should be a beautiful evening to head out to the beach here this evening. Clear skies around noon today, but here are those storms right around noon. They began to push out over Lake Michigan. They picked up a little bit of speed. Muskegon County, northern Kent County, southern Montcalm County is where all of those storms produce most of the power line and tree limb damage. It's all along a stationary front that's going to just kind of hover cooler a little bit overhead into the south. To the south of Grand Rapids tomorrow, it'll be close to 90 again. To the north, it'll be closer to 80. Hour by hour, there go those storms. They're all gone. Nothing expected here throughout much of the rest of the night or tomorrow. In fact, partly cloudy skies, a little bit lower humidity, a little bit more sunshine. Next round of storms is going to stay to our south during the day on Thursday now, so we're going to be okay on Thursday, but Friday there's a chance of some thunderstorms, especially afternoon and evening, that may affect high school football games. Dew points will drop a little bit next couple of days before surging again on Friday with those storms. And then after that, some fall-like weather moving in last day of August and for the first full week of September. That cooler weather is going to continue from the 2nd through the 6th. That's Labor Day holiday weekend through the following week. Below average temperatures are expected here and a higher chance for less rainfall as well. So one more chance for rain this month coming up on Friday. And then that'll be it through at least the first 7 to 10 days of September. Here's your forecast for tonight. Skies will be mainly clear this evening, then become partly cloudy late tonight. Much more comfortable, low and mid 60s north, upper 60s south. Still a bit humid. You notice all of the advisories and watches are over. Mid 60s to the north with clear skies this evening, partly cloudy later on tonight. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, all of the showers and thunderstorms ending here in the next hour or so for the Battle Creek area. Skies will be mainly clear and then become partly cloudy late tonight. Upper 60s to near 70. Still the night to keep your air conditioner on. 13 on your side forecast. Wednesday is not an impact day. It will just be an ordinary humid day with a high of 83, 82. On Thursday, we've taken the showers out now, kept them in for Friday with 79, so expect a stormy afternoon and evening Friday, and then much more comfortable weather as we showed you for Saturday into Sunday.
This is a 13 weather impact alert.
And we have seen the last of the storms for the day, but we're still under that weather impact alert too because of the heat.
Yes, and Chief Meteorologist George Lessons joins us now with the very latest. At least the worst of the storms are gone, George.
They move quickly through the greater Grand Rapids area, only lasting 2 or 3 hours, but at any given moment, it was very intense. All of the watches have been canceled for west of Michigan except for Calhoun County, and that'll be canceled shortly. All of the heat advisories have been canceled, so we're past that impact. But the showers and thunderstorms over in Wisconsin, Blake was tracking them, and then I tracked them across Muskegon, northern Kent, and southern Newaygo County into Montcalm County, where we had a lot of wind damage, as we reported earlier. Wind damage around the Grattan area as well, and you can see power lines down in Belmont. We had wind gusts to 73 miles per hour. That's the top one over at Roosevelt Park as those storms came on shore there. As far as power outages, this is in just west Michigan. Includes our viewing area only. Over 50,000 folks without power here. A lot more to the north and east of our viewing area in northern and central lower Michigan. So 2 thunderstorm complexes that came on shore in Muskegon and heading north of Lansing on over toward the Flint area. It has cooled off. We made 93 here at Grand Rapids today. Not our hottest day of the year, but came close. We're down now into 76. Many areas staying in the low and mid 80s, but dew points climbed quite a bit today, getting up to 70 plus in many locations. But the good news is the heat index values have dropped considerably. They were at least 100 plus in many areas this afternoon, now into the 70s north and mid 80s south. Closer look at what's ahead for the weekend is coming your way in just a few minutes. Well, today certainly was an impactful day here in West Michigan. First, we had the heat, and then we had the storms. All of that is now over. You can breathe a sigh of relief. 13 weather ball is still blinking bright for still a few thunderstorms well to the southeast tonight. It's also blue, cooler, but not a whole lot less humid weather in view. As we always do at 5:30, we have our dog walking forecast. Introducing Holly, looking good there. Liz and Dexter giving you the green paw this evening. It is still going to be very warm. Temperatures have recovered well up into the 80s. Some spots may be still near 90, but will only cool off into the low 70s with clear skies this evening and then cloudy skies towards daybreak. This is what the view looked like at noon. You're going, oh man, it is just hot and humid. Not much going on here. There was one thunderstorm up near Ludington, but these were the storms back here in Wisconsin right around the noon hour, crossing Lake Michigan, moving through Muskegon, northern Kent County, southern Newaygo County, southern Montcalm County, and here into Ionia County. These storms continue to push south and east, where there is another severe thunderstorm watch over toward the Detroit area. This is ongoing, still producing wind damage. Meanwhile, our skies have cleared on out, and we have mostly sunny skies expected this evening. Now, this stationary front is going to dip a little bit further south tomorrow, so it'll be right along I-96. South of I-96, very warm, very humid. To the north, a lot less humid. Now, the model's showing clear skies for a while. It's trying to pop up another round of some storms right around 11 p.m. We'll see if that indeed does happen, because the models have been pretty awful in measuring all of these storms. But generally, we've got clear conditions expected throughout the day tomorrow in the afternoon, and then more sunshine now for Thursday. So any Thursday football games should be just fine. We took the showers out, but there will be more storms coming our way later on Friday. Long range outlook. This is from September 4th through the 10th. A higher chance for warmer temperatures to return to the area. High chance that we'll also have less rainfall during that same 1 week period. This includes the first 10 days of September. Forecast then for tonight, we are looking at generally low and mid 60s, upper 60s around the Holland area under clear to partly cloudy skies. Pretty sure that severe thunderstorm watch warning has been canceled. This is for the Hillsdale and Branch area. So again, that's not for here. As far as to the north, we're looking at mid 60s, a little bit more comfortable, but you'll need to keep those air conditioners on here tonight with a light west wind. And here in the greater Grand Rapids area, still a muggy night. We'll be in the upper 60s, maybe near 70 in the Battle Creek area. You can see all of those storms well to the south and east of Battle Creek, so they have already come to an end. 13 on your side forecast. Still humid through Friday. A little bit less humid Thursday, but very humid on Friday. As the storms move out tonight, we won't see any until Friday now. On and off showers and storms probably into the afternoon and evening. That will affect most high school football games on Friday. And then finally, a weather pattern change and relief, kind of similar to last week. We'll drop from 80 at the end of the weekend all the way down into the mid 70s with very comfortable weather returning. So guys, the impacts are over for tonight.
Thank goodness. Thanks, George.
This is a 13 weather impact alert.
Hit my truck. Oh, I caught that on camera.
Yes, he did. A lot of scenes like this around West Michigan today. Power lines sparking and falling after the strong winds and heavy rains moved through West Michigan. They popped up mid to late afternoon and quickly headed east. We are having a 13 weather impact alert day. It started with the heat and the humidity, with temperatures going up into the 90s, and then the storms moving in later this afternoon. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons, who joins us now. And George, we are done with the storms.
All the impacts are over for the day, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. All the severe thunderstorm watches and heat advisories canceled for all of West Michigan. We're focusing now on the storms from earlier that started over in Wisconsin and came through the Ludington area. The big one came onshore in Muskegon County, traveled across northern Kent, southern Newaygo, and portions of northern Ionia and southern Montcalm County, where there was quite a bit of wind damage. You can see some of the reports and the wind gusts to 70+ miles per hour. On the shoreline in Muskegon there at Roosevelt Park, on Beaumont area, some snapped power lines. Grattan also an aged barn completely blown down because of those storms that are ongoing. And here in West Michigan, just our West Michigan viewing area, 51 to 52,000 without power. Still going up in Muskegon, Osceola, and Isabella counties, dropping a bit in Kent, Montcalm, and Ionia counties. So all of the storms are over here in West Michigan. We're looking for clear skies the rest of the evening. As far as our temperatures, they climbed up to the low 90s before cooling off a bit. As the storms roll through, we're back into the upper 70s to even upper 80s down around South Haven. Dew points very high into the low 70s, and at one time heat index values were above 105 in some spots. They have dropped considerably. At least now they're only in the mid and upper 80s. Is there any more of this kind of weather coming our way? We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
George, those skies have cleared, the sun shines back out, but we do have a casualty on our weather deck. If our viewers notice later, our flower boxes blew over during the storms today.
I can't believe they actually blew off the railing out here.
Did.
I think they're a little top heavy, that's why.
Yeah, they are. They were so nice.
The freestanding ones just stayed upright, so it was something weird going on out here. Anyway, we did have a lot of wind damage across the area due to those thunderstorms that popped up around the noon hour over in Wisconsin. Let's take a look at the video sent to us. This one from John over in Muskegon. He braved the strong winds and the rain as it just came down in torrents. There, they had a 71-mile-an-hour wind gust along the lakeshore. One of the first viewers to send in a video from Greenville of the downed trees across the road, and some great photos from Nancy at Holland State Park. All of that is what we call scud clouds with the shelf cloud, and it was reaching the ground in the Grand Haven area northward. That was up toward the Muskegon area. From Grayson and John also taking some photos of the downed trees there in Muskegon. And in the aftermath of the storms, these are mammatus clouds from Allison, somewhere here in west Michigan, and over in Ada. Christopher also catching some of those mammatus clouds. 13 weather ball is blinking bright, although it could be just steady blue because all the thunderstorms are done. It's also blue because it's going to be a little bit cooler in view. Highs today climbed into the low and mid 90s away from the lake shore. 93 here in Grand Rapids. Not quite the record of 95, but it did match our forecast high from last night at 11. That's a bullseye. We've been within our target range now for 42 straight days. Look at the wind gusts, 57 miles per hour over in Muskegon. That is a record for today. 53 in Grand Rapids, also a record out at the airport. 65 in Lansing, 66 over in Pontiac. So those are definitely severe weather type of winds. As far as the current weather, we've got showers and storms heading toward Detroit and moving out of the area. New severe thunderstorm watch now for the Chicagoland area. We may see yet another pop-up shower late tonight, but for the most part, skies are clear at this hour. And they'll stay clear up until right around 2 o'clock in the morning. There may be a rumble of thunder rolling on through, but the models have been really poor at modeling the atmosphere lately. And then we're going to see some clearing late tonight and lots of sunshine expected during the day tomorrow. Although humidity levels will be down to the north, they're going to stay high to the south. On Thursday, we've taken all of the rain out of the forecast. It will be on Friday when we will see a return to some showers and some thunderstorms. The main thing is our dew points are going to be down, but still not in the comfortable territory until Saturday, and then it'll be almost fall-like next week with much lower dew points. So the forecast for tomorrow, look for partly cloudy skies in the early part of the day and then some afternoon sun. Upper 70s north, around 80 through Muskegon, Holland, down through South Haven. Upper 70s along US 10. Low 80s further to the south. A little bit lower humidity, a little bit more comfortable, and we'll see east-northeast winds tomorrow here in the greater Grand Rapids area, keeping those humidity levels down a notch or two, but 82 to 83 along I-96. Look at this, still upper 80s along I-94. 13 on your side forecast. We'll be in the low 80s on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before those storms return just for Friday, and then much more comfortable weather over the weekend and starting the month of September.